You like my orange sweatshirt?
Yeah.
Is it seasonal? And my shorts? The New York City Instagram girlies would be eating this up right now. I'm trying not to be one of them. Hello, and welcome back to the videos. We're live on scene at the apple orchard, which I don't believe you can pick or maybe even purchase apples, because it's late in the season. We're gonna find out. There's no prices on any of this shit. Is that a bad sign?
No.
Get ready with me to go apple picking in upstate New York. The slight curvature of the top gives you a warm, inviting feeling. It says, come, harvest me. Sound like Mr. Fantasy. This is my house. You can wave to your neighbors. Be at one with nature and all the animals that come and go as they please. Stupid.
Starting as strong as physically possible with one of the best fall recipes I've ever made. It is the pumpkin spice eggnog from 2023. I grabbed some milk, granulated sugar, heavy cream, pumpkin spice whipped cream, that pie pumpkin, some brown sugar, an egg, and our pumpkin pie spice. You guys didn't actually think we could go a year on this channel and not do a video dedicated to my love of the fall and pumpkin recipes. I do apologize that this year isn't as grandiose as years past, but obviously I had a lot of other obligations to foresee, so thanks for understanding. I started by making some homemade pumpkin puree just out of principle, because I refuse to use that canned stuff these days.
Some cracks in the bottom of this. I'm a little concerned. Heavy cream. 1 cup.
Equal parts of both the heavy cream and the milk go down in the saucepan just to heat up a little bit, not to boil.
Crack an egg into your hand. It's good fun. It's the best way to separate the yolks without breaking it, I find. And it broke.
Disregarding, I got the second one successfully cracked.
1, 2.
Because close enough, I guess. I'm only now realizing that editing David is way more particular and anal than cooking David, clearly. But I threw together the eggnog flavoring base, that being the eggs, the pumpkin, the spices and sugar, and then very importantly, I tempered that egg mixture, because as we know, if you dump an egg mixture in a hot boiling liquid, it will scramble, and you will have a very eggy, chewy drink, and we don't want that. A scoop more pumpkin and a little squeeze of the vanilla paste, which I forgot to show you. My apologies. Went down in the mix. I heated it back up to a simmer. I did let this cool down in the fridge just because I had some other stuff to work on, but by all means, drink this hot. It is delicious that way. About a half an hour later, I pulled it out of the fridge, and it did thicken up quite a bit. There's some volume to this thing now, and a good amount of whipped cream and pumpkin spice can't hurt a thing. So I loaded them on, and now it's time to taste.
Oh God, it's so good. I think I preferred hot, so I was right in doing that last time, and forgive me if I said exactly these words in that last video, but it is everything I want a fall beverage to be. It's creamy, the spices are right up front. I don't really need the whipped cream, doesn't really do a whole lot for me. There's enough dairy going on already. I'm tempted to heat this back up, but even as it is, it still holds up without a shadow of a doubt. I would make this every single year. It's a solid 9. I don't know what else there is to say.
The thing there is to say is let's amp it up even further, because next we've got another greatest hit, the 1,000-layer apple tart, also from 2023. I grabbed puff pastry, brown sugar, some salted caramel, vanilla ice cream, ground cinnamon, a couple of those fresh apples, an egg, and some butter. So let's do some housekeeping really quick, my peeps, because I'm gonna have to prep these apples, meaning peeling, slicing them thin. It's gonna take me a while. So in the meantime, number 1, my thumbnails are not AI. Those few that you hated on, I actually hired an artist to use my raw images and edit them in such a way that they look like everybody else's. But I've heard you loud and clear, you hated them, so they will be addressed. Number 2, don't be shocked when there's some pretty drastic changes in the next few videos, because most of what you have seen was filmed before I posted that first video in my parents' basement. So there's already been some big changes. Those you will see in the near future.
Oof.
What?
Have you seen these guys?
Who is that?
The internet is gonna know. You picking this up?
Yeah.
This is...
Who are they?
Don't worry about it.
If you know, you know. To all my fellow thirsties out there. I finished these guys off by punching out a couple circles out of my puff pastry, loading those on my Tart trays. I actually double layered these to ensure that we got a lot of lift and plenty of good crunch. And they get baked at 350 for about a half an hour until it was smelling incredible. That puff pastry was cooked through.
Please come out.
And a hope and a prayer and a flip later, these were looking freaking phenomenal.
Oh, that's weird. Why is there ice cream missing?
A good scoop of an ice cream of your choice, a good drizzle of the caramel, and by the looks and smell, suddenly I'm back in the basement.
Look how longingly he's staring at the food. Oh, it's good. That Smucker's caramel sauce is so good. It tastes like it was just homemade. And I'm not a big caramel guy. Let me get you the perfect bite here. Look at the good crispy caramel bits on the edge.
Oh my god, the bottom part is the best. I love it.
This is better in my mind than traditional apple pie for many reasons. It cooks way faster. Full pies take hours. They're personal sized, so unless you have like 6 or more people, I would opt to make these. And I like the thinly sliced instead of the chunks.
Yes.
It's a 9.2 for me. On to the next one.
And finishing strong with a recipe I've been thinking about almost every day since I made it. It is the Butterbeer Cake from In Bloom Bakery. I grabbed some all-purpose flour, butter, butterscotch soda, buttermilk, some kosher salt and sugar, butter extract, vanilla paste, baking powder, baking soda, a couple of eggs, pumpkin pie spice, brown sugar, honey, some butterscotch chips, and some powdered sugar. 2 different extracts, 3 different types of sugar. This one's gonna be labor intensive. It's got 3 different components. That's not even counting the amount of sugar we're gonna get from reducing down 2 of those butterscotch sodas.
Just breathe it in. Oh, there's a baking soda. What's gonna happen to me? It's gonna cause me to blow up even further than I already have. I had this whole inspirational video where I showed myself running up the hill, showed myself playing basketball, sweating. I haven't lost weight. If anything, I'm fatter. Quick quiz. Half a cup of butter is how many sticks?
That is 1 stick.
Good job.
A half a cup or 1 stick of softened butter is going to get creamed with our 2 sugars. That's the base of the cake batter. After some risky juggling, because you're no longer scared to ruin your mother's kitchen, a couple of eggs and our 2 extracts are next to go down into the mixer. And yes, they do have the French word of beurre on the bottle. I'm not sure why I was so infatuated by that. But a couple of tips with cake batter making. You can beat the hell out of every single ingredient after each addition until that dry mixture hits it. There's really no risk of overmixing anything else, but once that dry stuff goes in, that's when things start to get dry and tough.
It finally broke.
That thing has been dying to break the whole video, so after I dumped half of the mixture on my countertops...
All right, it's off the rails. Oi!
Let's rein this back in, please. I finished the cake batter with the dry ingredients and the buttermilk alternating a couple of times, but like I said, not over mixing, just until the flour is hydrated, and then down into a 9-inch square baking tray that has been loaded with cooking spray because I didn't have any parchment paper. Will this come out of the pan at all? Only time will tell. But in the meantime, I whipped up the butterbeer frosting. As always, I'll leave all the original recipes to this and the TikToks down in the description. Please go give the creators the love that they deserve. There's a reason I'm making them in my videos more than once. That's all I will say. But it's a very standard buttercream icing. I also made the butterscotch syrup off camera just by melting the chips and a little bit of the cream, and then finished the cake with both. Yes, I got it out of the pan, and yes, I added them when the cake was still hot. It was getting late, I was very tired, and I feel this is gonna taste ridiculous either way.
You may be asking yourself, boy, it looks like the frosting is melting off the sides. You'd be right. I lost patience waiting for the cake to cool down, and honestly, I'll sacrifice a little bit of the looks for a nice warm, moist cake. This is still absolutely delicious. It's so buttery. It's not overly sweet. It's got a little salt playing in too. And I didn't say this last time. I don't know if something has changed, but the cake itself is giving me a little bit of a cornbread vibe, which is not bad. I love cornbread, just unexpected because there's no corn happening here.
It's just a butterbeer, I guess.
I don't know what that's about.
You'll pass.
See you later. But thank you all so much for watching. As always, leave a big old like. It helps the videos a ton. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that we're working out the kinks on. So again, thank you for your patience. Let me know what you want to see next week down in the comments. Other than that, have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you right back here next time. Peace.
With the M without the AD. Flipping burgers and my money super lazy. Try and make a meal tonight, they ain't paying me. Try and supersize my life with my 18. Yeah, our style wasn't wavy, but we had a vision. We could make it up.